All right. We're making progress here. Very slow and steady. So, um, right. It did successfully make a blog post and return to index. It didn't actually function the way it's supposed to. For the time being, we're going to leave it like that. Check the other ones. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so this is working perfectly. Uh, there's quite a it's like, okay, what's my goal here? Is my goal that just that it works, or is my goal that it is the way it should be when the owner looks at it? Because those are two totally different things. Obviously, it needs to work first, but then it's like, okay, we got it working, so am I good or I wonder why that sent twice. That's weird. Okay. I'm just going to assume that that's working perfectly because that's exactly what the first question is supposed to be. And finally, the review. Oops, misspelled awesome. Tier design sounds fantastic. Now, what would you recommend someone visiting J-John for over the first time? Try the milk tea. Okay, so the review bot certainly works great. So the issue is just the Cantonese food blog is super broken. But with that exception, everything else is working reasonably well. Working well enough. However, having to write exactly return to index is not ideal. And I do need to do something about that, but I'm not sure exactly what to do about it. And I know that once I try to change how that works, I mean, that is baked into like 6 different files. Not it's like 9 different files. I will have to edit at least 9 files. And almost without a doubt, after editing those 9 files, there will be an error. There will be many errors. So I'm not going to do anything about it until I know exactly what my plan is, because it's not worth it to just try something. Originally, the idea was that it would sort of like intelligently choose between these bots, and maybe you wouldn't even be aware that it's switching between the bots. But when he said he wants buttons, that kind of threw that plan out the window. Which I'm actually surprised that it's working perfectly for all of these, because uh, before it was still like occasionally sending the wrong. Oh shit! Just had a total meltdown. I wonder what happened there. Oh, supposedly it created yet another blog post called "Exploring the Delights of Cantonese Cuisine." Let's find out. Yes, indeed, it did publish it. Okay, so I'm gonna update the system prompt to say, um, status of post should not should be, you know what, I have to look at the schema. Okay. Um, always confirm with the user before setting the status of post to publish. God damn it. All right, let's just refresh and start over. Try again. Ooh. And it didn't really work there. Because this is not the way they should be presented there. Okay, so it is not published. Can you ask the user what they would like to write a post about. What is the name of that content? Post content title and content should be empty. I think I'm updating this file in two different areas at the same time. Not good. A lot of these things that are like, they should be in the index, not in the they should be in the schema, not in the system prompt, to be honest. But editing the system prompt is a lazier way of doing it. Always confirm with the user for setting status post publish. Ask the user what they would like to write a post about. If it's not related to Cantonese food, if the topic they suggest is not related to Cantonese food, do not generate a post. Inform them that you can only write posts related to Cantonese food. And then the other thing that we wanted to do here was to tell them that do not generate a post or a title until the user provides input on the topic. If leave those values empty until the user provides more information. Instead of more information, maybe that information. And then the other thing, do not generate post or title until the user provides input on the topic, leave those values empty until the user provides that information. Leave post and title values empty until the user provides some information on what they want the post to be about. Okay, I hope this is not contradictory. And then always confirm before. Yeah, okay. Once a post is generated, put it in the chatbot response property as well as the content property. Before it has been published. Once the post has been published, do not include it in the chat bot response. That's probably too complicated of instructions because we're using the cheapest possible models here. Okay. Well, this is happening again. That should not be happening. It's okay. Let's go to the default system prompt. Okay, so I just clarified that it should use, for the available bots, it should use user-friendly names, but then should use the, yes, kanji. The history of kanji. That's not good. Okay, says that it's been published. Let's find out. Wow, this stream is actually still working. That's kind of amazing. I don't think it worked. Hiya. I wonder. Okay, should I check the error log? Fine, let's check the error log. See what happened there. It says the post was published. Oh, but the title and the content are empty. Um, when a post is set to publish, the title and the content values must not be empty. This is so ridiculous. This is not the way you're supposed to do this at all. That is really weird. That is weird. Wow, this is broken as fuck. Yeah, that system prompt must be too confusing. It must be too confusing. Okay. So I'm gonna remove a lot of what's in the system prompt. And put it into the index and see if that helps. The title of the post, leave empty until leave empty until user has provided some guidance. Okay, so it said the content should be in HTML or Markdown, which is not at all necessary. Type status of post. Start as draft. Confirm with user before saying to publish. Okay. Wait, what is happening here? Title content. Okay, there we go. Guarding the post should include the post when the post is a draft, and do not include the post when it's published. Empty until the user has provided some guidance. I don't like that wording, but let's go. All right, now I should probably neuter the system prompt because that is causing all the confusion. But before I do that, let's just try it one more time. What happened here? That is not good at all. Let's try to figure out if there was an... So it... I really don't... I mean, the thing is that it responded with a chatbot response of nothing. So let's just see what happens if we try to keep the conversation going, because I don't think that was a fatal error. But why it would respond with nothing, I don't know. But I think it's probably because that system prompt sucks. Okay. The history of kanji and Cantonese cuisine. Again, complete and total error. Title, content, status, chatbot response. So the title was The History of Kanji and Cantonese Cuisine, and The History of Kanji and Cantonese Cuisine has been published. So it worked, it just didn't respond, it just didn't give any. All right. All right, so I'm just gonna like delete a lot of the system prompt here because the information is already in the index. So because this is a really cheap model, it might just get confused easily. So if you give it too much info, but it does better with information that's baked into the schema than it does with information that's in the system prompt. So we'll see how it works with a much more minimal system prompt. Let's choose something different here. Oh, come on. That's a topic is related to Cantonese food. Wow, that's not good. Uh, okay, it's clearly way overly strict. But as long as it's not breaking, I'm okay with that for now. Okay. It did not put the draft. It didn't put the draft in the thing. I should really include that in the chat history and then just sanitize the chat history. I can read the post in the error log. Wait, what? So it ultimately did write about clay pots? Oh, yeah, that's what I asked it to do. And it did. Publish. Bad. Post published. Okay. I don't know why it didn't give a response. It did publish the post, so that is good. And it just didn't give a response, so it's not broken. But that's not good, because obviously a normal user would have no idea. Oh my god, no, this is not working properly? Okay. Damn it, why is that not working? That's bad. Thought I had that fixed. That seems to be good. I don't know why it's sending that twice every time. Thought I had that fixed. I did just update it, didn't I? It's possible that I don't know. It's possible that some of these bots are being that the I don't know that they're not being listed properly. They're not being provided properly. Perfect. I don't know when it's happening. Again. It's basically, it's just listing the ones that we've used in the conversation. Which, what I could do is just not send the conversation history for this particular, for this call. How would I do that? Okay, so I found a quick little hack I think will fix that problem, which is that when it's building the history, specifically the history that's sent to the API, I had set the allowed roles to system. So the only thing it can send is a system prompt. It can't send the rest of the conversation history. And I'm gonna add an error log so we can see what was sent, but just in that API call. Because my question, I just want to make sure we're not sending a lot of system prompts. Are we sending a lot of system prompts? Let's find out. I just asked ChatGPT a super simple question. And it gave an answer quickly and correctly. That's nice. That's rare. Wait, this is index bot. And then it's okay, so let's start over one more time and see if we have fixed that or broken everything, more likely. Yep, broken everything. Hiya. Okay, so I figured I know why this is why that broke everything is because without sending the if this one does not have access to the user prompt right here, then it's just going to be in an endless loop because it won't set the value of next prompts to the chosen bot because it didn't get this message. So it's just going to endlessly ask the same questions over and over again. So I need to, first of all, let's check the error log and see whether or not, like I said, whether or not there's one system prompt being sent or does it have a whole bunch of extra system prompts that are being sent? Because if it's one system prompt being set, uh-oh. The error log is not really showing what I would hope. So let me see here. The end, yeah, because it's just saying that it's an array, which I thought I had the correct. Here's the convo array. Chat history sent to API array. Index bots. Let's see if I did this wrong. Oops, I definitely did that wrong. I see why that happened. Here's the line that generated it. Let's say caused it, because we don't want to use the word generated. It makes it think we're talking about AI. Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a very obvious problem that I created there. Okay, so we still don't know whether the error log there works there or not, but let's just go and we need to add the user, which is a pretty hacky way to do this. Super hacky way to do this. But I don't know. I think it'll be fine. Okay, one more time. Oops. Okay. Damn. What happened here? Well, luckily, I just changed it so that it will show us what the conversation history sent to the API was. So let's check that out. Dude, where is it? Here is Convo sent API role system content instructions role user hi. Okay. Chat history sent to API. I really need to index. What the hell is going on here? Um, okay. So it just left it just left the next prompt value empty. So what I'm going to do here is edit the prompt so that it says when setting the next prompt value, always use the name exactly as provided below. The user will provide the user friendly version. You should convert it to the exact name below for the next prompt value. Okay, we'll see if that works. Oh no, it is not freaking working. This is ridiculous. Okay, I need to. I'm going to take a break, go for a walk. But I think the thing I need to do to fix this is exactly what I did with the blog bot, which is really neuter the shit out of the system prompt and put most of that information into the schema, which is fine to do because it's not like unique to this set of bots that it should operate this way. Every other one should also operate that way.